as an individual Singaporean, I have my right to express my personal views and my support for any political party I want. I think it's difficult for the PAP to understand it because they have to use chicken rice to buy over the support from other people. So they cannot fathom how I would actually want to voluntarily support the SDP or parties which have liberal democratic values. So it is, I just want to state clear that I'm not connected to the SDP, and that during the interview itself, the police kept asking questions. One question that they asked, maybe I'll just jump to the question first. So one question that they asked was, did you participate in the Bukit Batok by-election 2016 as a speaker? So I said no. I wanted to be sarcastic and tell the police, have you not seen the videos? Of course I have not. But the other question that they wanted to ask was, so if you look at the bottom part, who has access to your Facebook? Who else has access to your Facebook account? They wanted to know if someone else was accessing my Facebook. So of course there was no one else, and it's just me. They also wanted to know IP addresses. So it looks like they wanted to, implicate other people by using me. So in a way, I think Solar and Yala have been used as proxies by the police to target the people that they really wanted to. So very quickly, 14 articles that I was investigated for. 4 of the articles actually do not have any mention of the by-election and Dr. Chi. This one is one of how I showed that 2 prime ministers, 2 deputy prime ministers, 2 presidents, and several ministers are related to one another through families over the past past 100 years or so, and how they are connected to the OCBC Bank. So this article has no mention of the by-election and has no mention of Dr. Chi. So I do not know why they took issue with this, unless they do not want me to talk about the family relations of our government ministers. The second one was an update of my defamation funds and how much I have raised at that point. Again, this has no connection to the by-election and Dr. Chi, so I'm not sure why they took an issue with this. This is the actual article which I posted on Facebook. This is the Facebook sharing. So again, there's no mention. And this article, I talked about tax in Singapore and how we should look at tax because Singaporeans are paying as much as the Nordic countries, but we are getting back much less in return. So again, do they not want me to talk about tax? Because the PAP kept coming out to say that actually tax is low in Singapore and therefore they cannot provide more social welfare for Singaporeans. But as I've shown, it is not true. So are they afraid of me talking about it? And again, this has no mention of the by-election of Dr. Chi. So during the interrogation itself, I thought I did okay. But then right after the interrogation, before the interrogation, they gave me a set of the whole transcript of interview questions and answers that I went through. So they wanted me to go through it with them. So I did, but one tactic that the police used was to intimidate. He would read through it very fast, and he would read through it very firm, so as to scare you, to make you not go through the questions properly. So at that point, I did stop the police and say, I want to look at it myself, at some point, and I'll break him. So that was how I felt I was able to, get the power control back. But throughout the whole process, it felt like, on hindsight, it feels like we are powerless towards the police. It feels like we do not have control, but it's also, at the same time, it's a power balance that we have. Because during the interrogation itself, I told you that I tried to push back. So at some point, you could see that he fluttered a bit and he was like, what should I do next? So even when he go and print the interview questions, you could tell that he kept wanting me to sit inside because they had plans outside and he didn't know how to handle the situation with me. So it's not like we have no power at all. At each point in time, the police are not used to intimidating Singaporeans on a daily basis. So we have the opportunity to keep pushing back. This is what I learned on hindsight, because during the interrogation itself, right after the interview, they took my phone. When they took my phone, they dragged me out because they wanted to bring me back home to raid my home. So I saw Solong's lawyer outside, Jeanette, and I wanted to speak to her. I asked Jeanette, I told the police, I want to know my rights, don't take me away. But the police dragged me away and I couldn't speak to Jeanette. So when I got home, before I got home, I actually saw some activists down at the lobby at the police station. So I tried to move away from the police because they were holding on to me. So I managed to go to where the activists were and I mouthed to them, they are bringing me home. So that the activists could then plan to, I was hoping that they could go get my home before that. But they did not know my address. I did not think that this would happen. I did not take it so seriously. So when they got my home, it was 20 minutes too late. So the police have already started raiding my home and taking my things away. What I want to say at the point is I gave up on my rights at that point because I did not know what my rights were. I did not know how to fight back. And I think someone mentioned to me that I might have suffered from the Stockholm syndrome. I think I did, because at that point I wasn't scared, but I was keeping calm all the time, but I really didn't know what to do. I didn't know how I should react because I didn't know what my rights were. So I allowed them to take my stuff. I even told them, "Oh, this is my laptop. You want to take it? You can, you know." And then there was a new hard disk I have. Yeah, I've not used it before. You can take it. So you know, until my mom, they actually wanted to go into my mom's room, and my mom was like, "Oh, this is my room." So thankfully, my mom, was even stronger than me at that point. So I mean, sometimes 患难见真情. You do not know how strong people are until you see it. Yeah, but I think I want to share with you that I want to acknowledge that I was not strong. I want to acknowledge that I did not fight back. And I want to acknowledge that I hope that I've learned from this experience, that having been through it myself and being able to share it, I know how I should deal with it the next time. So some of the things I will do the next time, if they ask me questions, I would honestly forget my password, because I have to keep changing my passwords that I will have forgotten it. For example, so because the police are not playing dirty, because I guess we have to use, we cannot, because you cannot be honest with people who want to be dishonest with you. So this is what I've learned, and I have to find ways to, go about that. Yeah. Having said that, whatever I said during the interview is honest. Okay.